different for me. And then the way I'm teaching, because I'm not teaching one age group, I'm teaching a range of age groups. It's hard to make a lesson plan in my mind for kids that have different individual IEPs.
Sweets goes live and she has a big evaluation today, so everyone keep her in your prayers. I know she is going to knock it out the park though. However, she dropped some gems concerning IEPs and how they work, as well as some resources that I thought was important to share. Check out this highlight and let me know your thoughts.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Not to stir the pot or anything, but I just had to say something because there was a lot of talk. And I know state to state are different with rules and regulations for schools and IEPs. But if a child has an IEP already, because you can do birth to 3, and you can also do child find, which is an assessment to see if your child is within normal age limits or under, right? Then they can be found for disability, they can be delayed, they could be autistic, they can be unknown, undefined, sometimes they call it disability. So if any kid is going from state to state, IEP should already be in place. Doctors, the child's physician, can determine if a child may display signs of autism or things like that, and that can also support an IEP. There is a thing called McKinney-Vento. McKinney-Vento is a program that helps families that are displaced, homeless, transitional. Homeless does not mean to be you're in a tent on the curb. Homeless could be 2 families living together because financially this is the only way they'd be able to sustain themselves. That means those 2 families are transitional. They are homeless. They qualify for McKinney-Vento. They do not have their own home of their own will, right? That gives you free transportation. And if you change schools, a lot of them will drive you to your home school. Your home school is the school you started when you first started going to school. Let's say you went to school at B. Lewis Elementary, and then you moved to the other side of town. If you want to stay going to B. Lewis Elementary, McKinney-Vento would transport you all the way back to B. Lewis because that's your home school. Your school of origin is what they call that. So McKinney-Vento is free transportation for all families that are qualifiable under transitional. An IEP is an individual educational plan that is created, I'm sure a lot of you know this, created to individually support that child's found needs, okay? Understand, children with disabilities by law are supposed to be serviced no matter what, okay? Inclusivity is the goal. Look at this little kid. He looks too small to be walking all the way to school by himself. Bless your name, Jesus. That boy looked like he's 6 on this busy road. What in the heavens? That's a whole nother meeting. Yeah, he's probably coming here. It's a whole nother meeting. It will forever blow my mind how people love their kids, but will let them go through things that they should not be going through as kids. But that's a whole nother meeting. So with an IEP in place and McKinney-Vento, all children should be in school. There should not be a delay, but families have to know their rights, families have to know what they deserve, and families have to advocate for their child to get everything their child deserves. Okay? That's the key. You have to advocate. Schools need to be in compliance, so usually they're on top of their crap in getting those kids services. An IEP is not supposed to deny a child entry into school. No, 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 no. An IEP is placement for the child. What services does the child need? What kind of placements do we need to make sure he has? Is he going in an FA classroom? Is he going into an inclusive classroom? Is he going into a life skills classroom, depending on whatever the severity? Is he going into gen ed and will be pulled out for special ed? Will he be in gen ed and a special ed teacher push into the classroom to support him staying for inclusive reasons? All of those things, but you don't just stay home till your IEP is formed. Oh, when's that IEP coming? No. You go to school. That's the school's damn problem to figure out. You put him where you could put him till you figure out where he need to be. Absolutely, Sharon. So the IEP follows, but each school district has different levels of services, so it is To your child's benefit that the incoming school holds an IEP meeting within 10 days of transferring. Exactly. But the child still gets to attend while they're figuring out, as long as there are not health reasons that they are not able to fulfill, then the child goes to school. Let's say the child has some kind of situation where they're tubed or they don't have an employee for supporting in that child being tubed, changed, or any other kind of medical stuff. They have to get all their ducks in a row. They've got to hire somebody. They got to bring somebody in. They've got to make sure that child has what he needs. But the child gets to go to school. The IEP is not the determining factor of the child getting to go to school. The IEP is the supportive factor to make sure the child gets everything the child deserves. Now, I'm not saying that because now I'm a SPED teacher. This is just across the board. I've been doing IEPs, sitting in as the general ed teacher in IEPs. Now I'm just coming from the side of totally being in the special ed realm. But none of those things should stop a child from going to school. An IEP should not delay a child from going to school unless there's medical reasons, and they have to make sure that they have staff to support those medical reasons. An IEP should be drawn at the time of the child first entering school, which at 3 and 4 there is preschool. Therefore, there is a child find situation that occurs, and the child can be assessed to make sure if that child needs special supports. And so if we delay in all those things, then yes, that delays in the final result of the child getting service. But, a lot of people are like, oh, it's an IEP. Okay, it's an individual educational plan. It's a special plan created for that child, depending on that child's situation. Good morning, Summer. Good morning, friend. So, yeah, that's what's going on with that. So there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of specialists out there. There's a lot of opinions. And I know there's different things for different states. But there are some basic foundational things. Children with disabilities are a protective class. Therefore, the building should be open and they should be in it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Anything outside of that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to go in here, y'all. Pray for me that I kill this thing today, that I walk in here and stay confident and teach this lesson, and this professor sees me, checks me off, and I move to the next phase of this program. I got 2 classes this fall. Is it fall? Yeah, fall. I got 2 in winter. I got 2 in spring. And this master's is good as done. And I promise you, I ain't going to no more school. I may go to a workshop. I may go to training. I may do something like that. But I do not have to have a doctorate like my father. I have come to peace with that. Financially, I don't need the stress and the burden. And I feel like people should be walking around here calling me Dr. Sweets any damn way. So you guys get a plaque, make something, give me a t-shirt, do something, let it be known. Because this is it. 2 masters to me equals a doctorate. I'm good.